Botany Bay on the 29th of April 1770. On his last voyage, he travelled south before turning north and landing in Hawaii. After a brief trip to the mainland, he returned back to Hawaii, about to leave. Almost immediately after the HMS Resolution left, its foremast broke, and Captain Cook and his crew had to turn around and head back to Hawaii to fix the ship. While they were fixing the ship, the tensions between the native people and Captain Cook's crew rose due to a number of robberies took place on the native Hawaiians led by Captain Cook. On departure from the island, the native people captured Captain Cook and beat him to death with their weapons. He then died. Captain Cook had a lot of key actions in his life, which I'm going to point out now. The first key action of Captain Cook I'm going to point out is his voyage to Tahiti, which was to observe the transit of Venus. This was significant because the observations they recorded helped calculate the size of the solar system, which heavily assisted in nautical navigation. Another key action of Captain Cook was landing in Botany Bay, Australia in 1770. This is one of the most important discoveries in navigation in history. By landing in Australia, he proved that the idea of being a great southern massive continent was actually just a myth. And the third and last key action of Captain Cook that I'm going to point out is his second voyage, which crossed Antarctica and further proved to the world that there was no great southern continent. Many different people benefited and suffered from Captain Cook's discoveries. Some of the people who would have benefited included other nautical navigators who would have benefited from his transit of Venus, as it helped nautical navigation become easier, as it developed more tools which would assist them. The English government. Some people who would have suffered would have been the Aboriginal people of Botany Bay, as Captain Cook killed numerous members of their tribe and destroyed some of their native land. Also, the native people of Hawaii would have suffered, as Captain Cook commanded a number of thefts on their village, stealing important goods that he was going to bring back to England. He also kidnapped their chief and killed around 30 native people with his cannons and muskets. A lot of people did not like Captain Cook in 1770. In fact, outside of England, he had made a name for himself of being a destructive, short-tempered person. The native people of Australia did not like Captain Cook. Despite not being the actual one who decided to inhabit Australia, the Aboriginal people in 1788 didn't know this, and they saw him as this person. The person who would steal their land, which they had lived on for hundreds of years. They saw him as an invader. Furthermore, Captain Cook would often shoot and torture local Aboriginal people if they stole small portions of food from a ship, which the Aboriginal people did not agree with, further adding to their hatred of him. Another group of people who disliked Captain Cook in 1788 was the native people of Hawaii. They didn't dislike Captain Cook because he came to their land. In fact, they liked it and described him as a god and supernatural being. What caused the Hawaiians to develop a hatred for him was because he took their leader hostage and stole various goods from their village, which he would later bring back to England. After Captain Cook was stabbed and died, his men opened fire on the tribe, shooting cannonballs and musket balls, resulting in the death of 30 native Hawaiian people.